Now we move into Q&A, the part of the podcast
Q&A.
where we answer any question. And these questions will come from Instagram, YouTube, or the forums of Orlando Drummer.
Sure.
And nothing's off the table. You can ask us anything.
Cool. And can they ask you, if you have questions, can they just ask you directly?
They can send me an email at chris@orlandodrummer.com.
Boom. Shoot them over.
I'll read all of them. All right, first question
Okay.
is from Instagram by Drums by Teddy Reese.
Teddy Reese, he's a member. What's up, Teddy?
Yeah. He asks, how do you define sound quality?
Define sound quality. That's a really good question, man. I think, yeah, sound quality is a tricky one, right? If somebody says you have a good sound quality, what are they complimenting? What do they actually mean by that? I think the thing you need to remember is that, well, there's a lot of variables in the definition of sound quality, and that you could have two very different sounds. Each one could be a high quality sound. But I think what a lot of times that would mean to people is, are you hitting the fundamentals, right? So fundamentals to me would be good levels, meaning when you're actually spinning the knob on your interface to make sure that you're getting the proper level. Did you do that correctly, or do you have mics clipping, right? That would be a good fundamental to hit every time. Mic placement would be another huge one. I mean, I guess you have to remember, there's not really a lot of hardcore rules to mic placement, but you can do it wrong. If you have your overhead mics, pointed a little bit too wide or a little bit too narrow, you can kind of hear that sometimes. The cymbals don't get picked up correctly. You could also have, like, let's say a tom mic that sort of has fallen down and the edge of the capsule is touching the head. You can kind of hear when that sort of clippy weirdness comes in. And so it's a lot of fundamental stuff, I would say. Is the kick drum mic actually inside the porthole, pointed at where the batter is, or is it sort of outside a little bit? These are all just fundamentals that you would want to hit to make sure that you're getting a quality sound. But beyond that, there are many variables that you could bring into a sound that would change not the quality of it, just the sort of the character or the nature of that sound. A good example would be like Brody Simpson, who has an unbelievably high quality sound, but part of that sound includes like distorting the bass drum and clipping the hi-hat microphone, but it's all very intentional. It's a really high level. But I would say, as far as overall sound quality, if you're asking yourself, do I have a high quality sound? I think it comes down to nailing those fundamentals like mic placement and levels for the most part. Everything beyond that is just sort of taste. The other thing I would say too is like a balanced mix. When I say balanced, I mean, can you hear everything that's going on at the same time? Because we have a big instrument with a lot of different sound sources, and if for some reason your mix was like snare heavy, like the snare is just so loud that I can barely hear the bass drum, I can barely hear the toms, the cymbals don't really sound that prominent, that's probably another overall quality thing that you would want to focus on. So I would say it's really about the fundamentals overall. If you're nailing all of those fundamentals, tuning would be another one. Tuning, mic placement, the overall balance of the mix, those are the things that you want to go for. If you nail all of those fundamentals, everything else just comes down to taste and your personal preferences. But yeah, it's an awesome question, Teddy. Thanks a lot, man.